Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of FSi DFS Fantasy Baseball Picks. I'm your host, Megrur31, actually on the road back home in Syracuse, New York, visiting my parents, staying at a nice Airbnb. So the rest of the family's watching some anime, so a little loud in the house. So I'm in the laundry room, so I'm actually able to stand into the video. It's pretty cool here. So not the normal setup, but hopefully you can hear it pretty well. So today was supposed to be the 500th video, but in going back through the logs, we noticed that there was a NASCAR video that was accidentally tagged as a Major League Baseball video. So tomorrow will be our 500th video, and we will be doing celebrating with it. We will be giving away some cash prizes, some FSi DFS subscriptions. So be sure to tune into the video. Even if you missed the video, go back to it. We'll probably run the contest for like a week or so. You'll be able to go back, and if you don't get a chance to watch the video that day, you'll still be able to. But just want to thank you, everybody, for continuing to watch this to help us to get to the 500 mark, halfway to 1,000. So, we'll give away some prizes for you for that. So appreciate your viewership and everything. And also, we're getting to the point where NFL season is coming up, and there should be preseason football for the next couple of days. You can go to FSiDFS.com, and the information is in the description of this video, and you can sign up for our preseason package for free of charge and get a really nice discount on the season package. So check that out too. So 2 4-game slates today. Some weather issues, we'll have to see what happens. So the first slate starts at 12:35, potentially. Houston and Baltimore, it's like a 70% chance of raining until like probably 5 o'clock at night. So I don't think they're going to cancel this. I think they want to get this game in just because it could really come down to potentially standings for playoff seeding. So I think it's a very important game, and it's the last game of the series, so I definitely want to get it in. So I think if they wait long enough, they will be able to get it in, but it could be quite risky. The other one is the Braves in Pittsburgh. It's about a 30% chance rain, same thing. So the slate might not start on time. It might be a little bit frustrating, but the way the games are kind of spread out in this early slate, you definitely, the next one, 110 to 110. Okay, so they're all pretty much grouped together. So we should have all lineups. We should have a kind of clear picture of what to do before lock. So Houston and Baltimore, we have Hunter Brown and we have Dean Kremer going for it. And I think both pitchers are in play here, even though both offenses can be potent at times. Both pitchers have definitely some K upside, even though the teams have been patient and decent. I think you're just going to be looking at pitchers here in GPP anyways in this context, just because we don't know what the weather is going to be like here. And I think both bats definitely would be in play also as great GPP stacks, but I don't think I really want to touch this game too much for cash. Next, we have the Braves and the Pirates. We have Bryce Elder and Bailey Falter. Not interested in either pitcher. Elder, even on a small slate, I mean, you're going to have to make some choices. There might not be, even if you like lose a game or so, this slate just might be completely turned upside down. But Elder and Falter, I just don't really think are anything beyond GPP plays here. The Braves are obviously going to be the top cash stack, especially against a lefty here. They just mash lefty pitching. So even Olsen, lefty on lefty, I'm fine with. So the Braves, as usual, any day, stack them any which way possible. Pittsburgh, I think I'm going to take them here. They're cheap. I really like the way that they line up. They have some cheap bats, and one of the bats I mentioned last time I did a video was Rivera's, who came over from the Cubs. I think he spent some time in San Diego, but he's some power, a high prospect. And I don't know if he's going to be in the plans going forward for Pittsburgh, or if he's just a fill-in to finish out this year, or like what his contract looks like. But he did have a home run last time we did a video, and he does have some power and a lot of potential. So, and I love his price at like 2.2 here. I mean, you really use I want to punch at first base, but especially on FanDuel, if you can play 2 first baseman, it's something that to look at. But to get the Braves in. We'll talk about it in lineup construction. Maybe you skip Olsen lefty and lefty and his high salary there and play the 2-2 guy, and you're able to get 4 or 5 Braves in your stack. So definitely like Pittsburgh against Elder as cheap fill-ins. Next up, we have Toronto, and we have Cleveland Guardians. We have Alex Manoah and Noah Syndergaard. Manoah has actually been steadily improving, and this Cleveland matchup is a really good one for him here. So I really like him at 6'9". I think at definitely SP2 material here on this slate against a Cleveland team that, again, I didn't hear. I know Jose Ramirez did appeal his suspension. I haven't heard when he's going to serve it or not yet. Rumors maybe he'll do it over, like, play today and serve it over the weekend so he doesn't have to travel. And then I think the team's back in Cleveland early next week, so he gets a weekend off at home. And that could be how they're going to play it. But the rest of this lineup is not great. I know Manoah can get up some home runs, so definitely Cleveland's in play here with some power hitters. But I really like Manoah. Syndergaard on the other side, I know coming to Cleveland, he's had some couple good starts, but just the body of his work hasn't been great. It is a small slate, so he's definitely going to be in play here. Does give up some stolen bases, but there's really only 4 guys that can actually steal a base on Toronto. They're not a team built for speed. So, definitely look at like Merrifield, Springer, if he can actually get on base, Varsho, and I think that's pretty much it. I mean, Vlad and Belt can steal bases. Chapman, I mean, I don't think the catchers have any of them, maybe Jajong a few, but there's really not a ton of steal upside here. So the guys that are definitely will be in play, but I think you can go full Toronto stack anyways against Syndergaard. And if you think Manoah is going to struggle, then definitely some Indians here are cheap fill-ins, maybe to go with the Brave stack or just take a full stack. Again, it is probably a GPP type slate here, just being so small and with weather issues and questions and pitching. Next up, we have Minnesota Twins and the Detroit Tigers. Maeda and Reese Olson. Like both these pitchers, I wouldn't have a problem playing both of them in the same lineup on DK too, if you want to. But Maeda is probably going to be the top pitcher on the slate against a Detroit team that struggled. I mean, every so often they'll have a game, put things together, and ruin a good pitcher's day. But, I think more often than not, you want to play the pitcher against them. And Olson on the other side is a decent young pitcher that's coming up. He's had some really good starts recently. And Minnesota has a pretty high strikeout rate. So I like both pitchers here. I like the bats also if you want to use them as some cheap fill-ins because it is a small slate. So, if it works in your lineup construction, that's perfectly fine. So that's the breakdown. Let's, I don't know where my mouse is here and move things over to show you how I started to build. Maybe my finger will work better. There we go. Okay, so we have Maeda. I'm taking as my SP1. SP2, you can take Olson or Manoah. I think are the choices there. So I'm taking 4 or 5 Braves, as many as I can get in. I am going Rivera's at first base over Olson, Erod at catcher, and then probably Elvis, Acuna, and Harris are the ones I'm going to prioritize here. But again, you can take anyone. Riley, Arcia, probably Rosario won't be in lefty on lefty, but maybe we'll get a cheap outfielder or somebody righty, but there'd probably be a pinch hit risk. So, but again, if they do damage early on, then you're perfectly fine. So that's how I'm going to build that. For FanDuel, give me Maeda, Albies, Hayes, Acuna, Harris, Zawinski is the build, and then just fill in full Pittsburgh, full Atlanta stack, or take one off if you have some salary left from the Pittsburgh guys. And that's how I'm building that. For GPP, with the weather, might as well just go Brown because I really like the Houston bats here. Tucker's just been on fire the last couple of games against Baltimore. So Belt or Vlad, neither one have stolen base risk, but I think they're decent there for part of the stack. Merrifield, Bregman, Varsho, and Springer are the guys I'm looking for stolen base upside. SP2, again, if you want to go Maeda and Brown, that's fine. Olson, and I think maybe Kramer. No, you won't go Kramer against your Houston guys, but I think Manoah would work there. Also, if you want to go Cleveland in any one of these stacks too, I'm perfectly fine with that if you want to target Manoah. And then FanDuel, Brown, Merrifield, Bregman, Springer, Varsho, Tucker. That's where I'm going with that. So let's look at the night slate now. And again, rain. Could be an issue. No, I did not want the keyboard. Silly. The night slate. Okay, there we go. So with this night slate, rain in Boston for Kansas City. So that one, I mean, it's being a later game. I don't know if get this one in because it looks like it's going to be like a 60, 70, 80% chance of rain. I think it'll be canceled, which is a godsend because we have said that Boston has been in a great situation for almost 2 or 3 straight days in this series, and they have just laid turds. Yes, they put up some runs, but they just haven't exploded like we thought they would. Actually, Kansas City has been the dominant team in this series. So it might be good that this game is rained out, so we're not tempted to play Boston again, even though, and the total is just ridiculous. It's 6.56 for them against openers and guys with 6 and 7 ERAs, the wind blowing out at 10 miles per hour. Everything is saying play Boston. But after the last couple of days, let's just hope this game rains out so we aren't tempted to. But there's other good hitting situations today also. So let's start with the first game. Washington Nationals and Philly. Rain here too, but it's going to be early on. So it should end by like 8 o'clock. And they should be able, maybe with an hour delay, get this game in. So I'm not too worried about it. Patrick Corbin and Noah. Corbin's probably a fade, especially against his Philly team, but on such a small slate, I think he's a good YOLO GPP play because he has strikeout upside. Philly has laid eggs also like Boston. So why not take some lines with Corbin and just see what happens? It could actually win you the slate. Noah on the other side is probably the top pitcher on the slate here because Paxton's going to bring it out. Kershaw is probably going to have a pitch count coming back from injury. So that's what I'm looking at there. Bat-wise, I like the Washington Bats in GPP, and they put up some runs recently. They've been solid. And Philadelphia, yes, Washington got no hit last night, but previous to that, and Noah has struggled. So if you think that Washington continues to be in a funk and not be able to hit the ball, or if you think they snap out of it, then there's a perfect chance to get on that train. Philadelphia on the other side, I think against Corbin, I'm going to stick to the righties, but Schwarber and Harper can hit lefty on lefty also. So plus the bullpen's not great either, and they could get to some righties there. So I think all Phillies in play, but I'm probably going to stick to the righties for that. Cardinals and Rays, Liberatore and Lytle. Liberatore not really interested in. He just got destroyed in his first outing that he had, and Tampa Bay has their offense is starting to click again. And then Lytle on the other side, he's had 2 solid outings. Doesn't have a ton of strikeouts, but he goes deep enough into the games to be able to pay off his price tag at 6.9 against a Cardinal team that's pretty right-handed here. And besides, like I guess it's like with if Burleson's in the lineup, and Carlson. I guess they have some switch hitters now, so they might be able to go 5 lefties against him, but I think he'll be okay. And I really like what I've seen with him, and I really don't like what I've seen with St. Louis recently. Their total's only 3.86. I think I don't know if they're still trying to contend for playoff spots. They didn't sell like they were supposed to at the playoff or at the trade deadline. So and they're Jekyll and Hyde, they're hit and miss, but I think Littell is definitely a great SP2 candidate here for you, and probably the only one I really feel safe for at an SP2. Everything else in cash, everything else is going to be a GPP definitely. So Cardinal Bats would definitely be contrarian here or GPP, and then Tampa Bay Bats are probably my 3rd favorite one against Liberatore. I love the righties here against him. Like I said, Casey and Boston here, you've got an opener situation with March and then another guy coming in. Neither one are good. Paxton on the other side has had some letdown games recently, but I think he'd be fine if the weather's fine here. There's a little bit of a savings off of Noah and Kershaw. So again, watch the weather on that one. Kansas City Bats, I think, make a great cheap or great, Merrifield, he's gone. Bobby Witt has just been on fire recently, and some of these like Furman, been everyday catcher here. Perez has moved more into a DH role. I think he's injured also, so I don't think he's in. Garcia leading off. I think they've got some decent young talent here. Actually, Drew Waters has been hitting really, really solid. So definitely, if the weather's good, I'm going to be playing a Royal stack against Paxton. 4 or 5 people here, I think. Definitely in play. And then Boston, I will probably, if the weather's okay, just play a $1 Boston stack just in case tonight is the night, but it probably won't be. Finally, we have we have Colorado against the Dodgers, not in Coors, it's in Dodger Stadium. Ty Blatch against Clayton Kershaw. Not interested in Blatch at all against this Dodger offense. And Kershaw, again, to come back from injury, it's a shoulder injury, so it's a pitching thing. So my guess is he's not going to go deep. He has to throw some bullpen sessions and stuff, and he's good to go. But my guess is probably only 65 to 75 pitches. So if that's enough against the Rockies, if he's on and gets some strikeouts and stuff, but can he pay off a 10-2 price tag? I don't think so. It's a small slate. If you want to take a chance on it in a GPP, that makes a lot of sense. Might as well just go Kershaw and Corbin in that one and hope, like, if you strike lightning in the bottle with both of them, then you're off to the races. But Rockies bats would just be a leverage play against Kershaw also. Probably stick to the righties there. Profar, Tovar, Rogers, if he's in, just because he's still starting to feel some soreness in that surgically repaired shoulder that he was out a long time with. So I don't know how that's going to affect his swing. But Diaz, even Doyle maybe as a wraparound there. So, and then the Dodgers, give me all the righties possible. We'll just have to see if they're resting JD every other game or so, just because his back continues to ail him and they want him full strength for the playoffs. So if he's in, he's definitely a play. If not, then that moves Rosario usually up in the batting order and makes him definitely a decent play. So let's look at the builds and get you on the way for your Thursday. So going to take Nola here and then give me probably 5 Phillies here. Going to stick with the righties, but then again, I did say that, if you want to play the Harper or Schwarber, that's fine. So you can fill them in the final outfield spots. But I think Mead's definitely a nice value play for you at third base, almost minimum price, or might be minimum price. Righty hits in the middle of the order, like 5th or 6th against a lefty. And then I'll put a Rosarena and probably another Tampa Bay hitter around him. And for SP2, probably Littell is where I'm going for that. FanDuel, Nola, Paredes, Baum, Turner, Franco, play the other one in utility if you want to. Rosarena, Castellanos. Again, figure out who you want for the 4th, either Tampa Bay or Philly guy, and then you'll have to take one off. You take old Nola. You can drop down to Paxton there if the weather looks decent and get a full Philly Tampa Bay stack in. GPP, I'm going to give you Lidl as your SP2. You'll have to figure out who your SP1. Paxton, if you want to take a chance on Kershaw, if you want to take a chance on a Corbin there's lots of different options to go with, but the main stack is going to be the Dodgers. So Jimmy Smith, Rosario, JD if he's in. I don't know if I'll play Rosario if JD's in, if he's batting way down in the order. Taylor, Betts, and then give me I think I have my Thomas's wrong. It's Lance Thomas, not Ellis Thomas. He is the Thomas from Arizona. So I apologize for that. So make that L Thomas. And same thing in FanDuel. So I like the Washington guys here in a GPP against Nola. We have seen Nola be shaky at times, and I don't think they're going to have a lot of ownership after being no hit last night. So why not be a perfect time in a GPP to target him and maybe take Corbin as a pitcher? On FanDuel, Paxton, if the weather's okay. If not, might go Kershaw. Might just have to go Nola for both of them. Might just drop down to Littell, and then you're able to get a full Dodger stack and maybe some Philly guys, and then fill in with Washington, however you want to go there. But I'm sticking to the righties. So Will Smith bets JD or Taylor, whoever's in there, and then Rosario if JD's not, might be my fourth guy. So that's what I got for you. So if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat below. If I see any updates on weather, I will throw out some notes also today. If you want more information on FSi DFS, like I said, if you want to go sign up for preseason football tonight for free, then check out the description of the video. And if these videos help you, then please subscribe to our channel so you know our videos are coming out, especially tomorrow when we celebrate number 500 for MLB, which is awesome. So again, appreciate all your viewership, all of you who have shared, have been watching us all along, have helped us grow this. It's been great. So, and hopefully you're helping us by watching us, and we're helping you back by giving you this information. So thanks again for watching. Good luck in your contest. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me, and have a great Thursday. I'll see you next time.